There's not even like a wait time this morning. I was literally sitting at my computer for like 10 minutes trying to just, like up and roar. And also, this is my mother's wedding dress. So, hold on, there's something under my chair. I just hope it's not the dress. I have it all bunched up right here so that it doesn't get caught under the wheels. Because I would hate to make it up not good. To be fair, it's effectively my dress now. I've worn it more than she has. I think it's the only white dress that I own. But yeah. For those of you who don't know, Presentable Liberty is a video game from 2014, and it takes place with you locked in a cell, and your only contact with the outside world is through letters that are shoved under your door. And you meet 4 characters, and there's this whole story that goes on. I feel like it's been long enough that I don't. I'm gonna spoil it a little bit, just because I'm just so enthralled with this game. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. So, you meet 4 people. You meet Dr. Money, who is the one who put you in prison, because he released a disease into the world and then tried to sell a cure. But the cure wasn't working. So he had to sell manufactured organs, but the organs weren't working. So you are the last person alive without the disease, and he wants to take your organs. And you meet this man named Salvador, who's your old friend. He's traveling around the world, and he's trying to pick up things that, help him feel alive, and then he's like, hey, I'm gonna bust you out of there. Which, keep a note on that, right? You meet someone called your Happy Buddy, who was specifically hired to make sure you don't kill yourself in prison, so that your organs are still good. And you meet this woman named Charlotte, who is a baker, and she is so lonely because she's still alive, but she's holed up in her bakery, and she can't go outside, and she hasn't seen anyone in weeks or months. So, through the letters, you find out that the Happy Buddy isn't actually happy. Go figure. And he ends up talking about how he doesn't have anything left because they took his daughter as hostage to make sure that it kept working. And he literally sold his organs to buy you things because it's the only thing he has that resembles family or friends. Then Salvador comes to bust you out. Well, actually, I'll go to Charlotte first. Charlotte tells you through the letters that she's so lonely and she doesn't know you exist, and she desperately needs human contact. And she says, in 3 days, if you don't show up, I'm gonna commit suicide. And I was like, and you're like, oh wow. And then you get a letter from Salvador saying he's coming to bust you out in 3 days. So if everything was just a little bit faster, you'd think that. So the Happy Buddy is dead. He sold his organs. Morning. The Happy Buddy is dead. He sold his organs. Salvador comes to bust you out of this place, and he's like, hey, I think the locks are electronic. Let me blow out the generator. And he does that, and you get a letter from Dr. Money, who's holding you hostage. And he says, anyways, your friend Salvador, while he did save you, he died. He fried upon contact. But if you decide to leave the building, you walk outside, and right across the street from where you're being held captive is Charlotte's bakery, and she's dead. Like, if it was like an hour before. And that's so sad, because it means that Salvador and Charlotte might have crossed paths if they were just looking. It's so sad. And it's really... I love that game. I love the game so much, which is why I'm doing this, because I was wondering, I was like, hey, it was actually Sunday night. I was like, I wonder what I'm gonna do for Monday's stream. And then they're like, okay, what about Red and Black? And I'm like, actually, this would be easier if I It's going very well. I'm talking about selling organs and suicide, because that's what Presentable Liberty is. Hold on, let me just... This is the, this is the logo for Presentable Liberty. So, I was thinking, alright, let's see what I can do with this. And I ask a friend for help. And they draw something, and I'm like, clown vibes, I like it. And then I expand on the clown vibes. I forgot that I have a thing that makes noise in my browser. But yeah, I'm wearing my mom's wedding dress right now because this is how far it went. And remember, I tried to do it on Monday, and then 8 p.m. Monday, which is usually when I go to sleep, I decided, hey, I want to make an Elizabethan collar just for funsies. And I start it on Sunday evening, and I'm like, I'm not gonna finish this. So I'm like, okay, I'll push it back, I'll do my tie thing. Cool, but the thing is that there are 4 of those, so I had to push this back until Friday. And I finished this on Tuesday. It's got 16 jingle bells on it. So yeah, big plans, big aspirations. I'm in my mom's wedding dress. So I'm not actually totally sure how I'm gonna pull this off, but I'm gonna try really hard. But yeah, it's super awesome. It is an awesome game. And there was going to be a remake, and he did 2 Kickstarters, and they both failed. And I believe it was in 2016. The um, the developer allegedly, there's no real confirmation on that, but the developer committed suicide. Because in 2016 he stopped posting forever. It's it's a lot. I mean, for a game so dense, it's incredibly simple and it's amazing. It's sorry, it's just one of those things. I forgot to wet my beauty blender, so I'm over here babbling on about this video game, which I mean is in fact the point of the stream. So I have it here. So while that's sort of soaking in and stuff, the power just flickered. I don't know why. But yeah, the creator of the game, Robert Brock, was an absolute genius. And I have a lot of respect. And I'm really sad that I'll never really get to that the remakes will never come. But yeah, so it's card themed, and I love cards. I love the like card themes and things like that. And you know, I wanted to do something a little bit intense. And what a way to start, huh? Okay, so I'm going to start with white primer under the eyes, as usual. But I'm kind of gonna go with a lot. So this way my eyes are very light. But then I'm adding more white primer to the rest of my face. Just to lighten up the whole deal, because it's clownish. So I think it's storming outside. I remember something about that. So yeah, if my power goes out, I'm gonna be really sad. But so if I suddenly stop streaming, just assume that my power went out, and there will be a return soon. Because it's hot as balls, so I'm gonna be really sad if the power goes out. And it might. It's looking like it might. Yeah, it's really struggling right now. So I'm currently putting on a vest backwards to make sure I don't spill anything on the dress. And I'm gonna take white eyeshadow. And I'm not sure about the quality of this white eyeshadow because it's dollar store eyeshadow here. But it's the one I don't mind using a lot of, so. I'll use a different brush. Um, I think they're doing fairly well. My sister's sleep schedule is absolutely nonsensical. So yeah, this white eyeshadow is not cutting it, but I'm gonna make sure it's even on both sides just before I move on. Which means we'll be moving on to this one. So mostly in the center face is what I'm going for, effectively here and here. Here to here. I want it to be as light as possible. I'm also going to put some on the upper eye, just to lay a base layer. And I'm adding concealer outside of the face. Yeah, it's stormy outside. The sun isn't up yet, so I have no idea what it looks like outside. Probably pretty bad, actually. So, hold on. There we go. I wanted to pull up a picture on the other side since I changed it to something else. Okay. Okay, so now that I have this part specifically lightened, do I even have a gray? Probably. I could also go with silver, because the white I used is actually kind of sparkly. So I'll take the same brush. I'm going to pick up some silver with it. I'm going to start around the temples and move up. Sort of blend it into the hairline, which will be a sucker to remove later, but effectively I'm just doing my normal routine, but on a grayscale. So I have to use different products in certain areas. The silver ain't doing it. But while I have the palette out, it has a really nice white, so I'm going to toss that on there. My eyelashes look really good when I do this, by the way, because it lightens up the whole face, so it's just like, oh, my eyelashes look darker. So I think I have another one. I know I have another one. And it's in this one. And I drop my brush. Okay, that one is too dark. There it is. There's also white in here that I'm also going to toss on there. Oh wow, that is actually giving me the desired effect. What do you know? So let me go ahead and put that stuff everywhere. Specifically the highlighter areas. Because I'm not doing blush. Excuse me. And I need to make sure that my eyes are very bright. Because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. This one might run like pretty long because it's a very complicated look. And it is pretty important to make sure that the whole face is white rather than just the part that I want to be, because when I add gray, it'll mix with my pale tones. I'm gonna call that close enough. On camera, I look a lot paler, and my teeth look a lot whiter, so, Okay, so I'm taking silver, and I'm carefully dotting it around the sides here. And then I'm blending it in. And I'm bringing it up to that line that I was talking about, right in the middle of the eyebrow, where this part is going to be just white and the rest of it will be grayed, at least a little bit, behind the ear and under the chin. See, I'm just doing normal contour with it as well. Kind of makes me feel like a robot, which honestly doesn't suck. And because my hairline goes sweep, I'm gonna fill in the portion at the top of my head here as well, sort of round it around. Round it around. Same thing for the nose. Okay, so I'm going to close this up for now, but I'm going to keep it to the side just in case. I'm going to take the Beauty Blender, because that's what I do with my contour. My Beauty Blender is going to be so sparkly after this. I just really hope that this blends, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be so sad. Yep. Yay. Kind of makes me look decrepit. Which, honestly, is the point. Okay, now let me take this. Alright, blank canvas, wee! So, let me open my email real quick, because that's where I have the picture. Here. Okay, so I actually have this planned. Like, I drew it. Well, a friend drew it, and then I edited it. It's not a very good edit, but it's there. Okay, so I'm going to take dude, I don't know if I can find my eyeliner pencil. There it is. Gonna take an my lamp just fell off my desk. Don't mind me. But I caught it, so that's cool. So like, hold on. Meanwhile, I'm balancing an eyeliner pencil, trying not to get it on anything. Okay, cool. So I'm going to be very careful. And I'm going to mark out. Four spaces here. Four spaces here. And then I'm going to take... That's actually a good question. What am I going to take? Oh, I have another eyeliner pencil, actually. That one's a little too high up. Let me grab the other one. I call that close enough. Okay, and then I'm going to start over here with this magenta one. Then one above the eyebrow, one below the orbital, one in the corner, and another one in the corner. So now that I have these marked out, I'm going to go ahead and draw them bad boys in. Zoop. Zoop. They aren't very good diamonds, but I did try my best. There we go. I need to sharpen this. There we go. So now I'm drawing in the suits of cards. Which I will fill in later. Okay, and then I take the magenta one. Why did I put the pencil sharpener away? I need to do both of these. Yeah, I know this looks really weird right now, but I got this. I don't think I have anything to do this weekend. I made pasta for the first time last night. Or I guess I've made pasta before, but I've never so from scratch basically. I've made noodles from scratch, but I've never like cooked them, so I overboiled them absolutely brutally, which was really sad because them noodles were perfect. Okay, and then I draw another diamond in here. Boop. This one is really lopsided, and I'm kind of sad about it, but it's fine. So now that I've got those marked out, I'm drawing cracks up near the hairline. And one under the chin. So, from here, I have a little bit of filling, I have a little bit of coloring, I have quite a bit. So let's see. I'm taking a medium brush, and I'm going with red first, because red will probably be easier to manage. And I'm going in and filling all my red shapes. Yes. Funny enough, I'm really nervous about using that much black eyeshadow because it can get everywhere if you don't do it exactly right. Okay, so one more. And I'm gonna go ahead and make it a little bit bigger so that the club is more centered. Okay, so I'm gonna take a way smaller brush because I don't like eyeshadow is really hard to work with. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit right now, and I'm going to put a little bit of shading around the cracks as well. And this way it sort of, adds just a little bit of definition. It allows me to fix up a couple places where it's like it's too thin and add little portions that are a little bit, not as bright as the other ones. And then I'm going to very carefully start filling these in. Cool. I'm going to start on the outside and work my way in. I'm using an angled brush for this just to make sure I can keep some straight lines. This is the one I'm most worried about, because not only do I have to deal with like my eye skin and like the contours of my face and follow a pattern, and man, I look like a hot mess. But I mean, at least it's an intentional hot mess. Okay, and then I'm going to start on the outside here and work my way in very carefully. And I'm also going to trace the heart here, just to make sure I don't overpower it. Ooh. This brush is never gonna wash out. Okay, so I need to make some of the lines, you know, more bold, and I need to fill this in more evenly. But first I'm gonna wipe off this brush and pick a different one. Because now that I've got the lines in, I can use a slightly larger brush and follow it along. I really wish I had Q-tips in here, but I keep forgetting, and I say that every single time. Oh, well, okay, that was easy. Okay, and then I'm going to take the same larger brush and go back to the red. My power is doing unspeakable things right now. I'm just glad it isn't turning off my computer. Because you know, I'm getting there. I forgot that I didn't have black on my brush. Okay, so that actually looks super dope. If the colors were more matte, it'd be amazing. But they aren't, so I can work with it. Yeah, if I keep adding red, it'll get darker over time, and I actually do like watching it do that, so. Cool. So effectively, I'm going to be alternating colors until I find I guess an amount that I enjoy, and then I'll do lipstick. Yep, I'm good with that. Yeah, it's probably gonna run a little late, especially because I'm doing a lot. Though I am almost done. Whereabouts? Okay, so I'm going to start with putting white primer on my lips. I should have done, hold on. I'm gonna pat it dry. Then I'm gonna take white primer. Then I'm gonna pat it down. Okay, so I don't have black lipstick, so I'm going to be using black eyeshadow. So first I'm going to draw my lines. And I didn't mean to do that. Habits. Old habits die hard. It looks really cool on its own. Cool. Then I'm gonna take red lipstick. Hopefully, maybe. I might just do eyeshadow again because I'm afraid of messing it up. So I'll do eyeshadow. I'm going to a Pride Parade on the 26th. Which I'm pretty hyped about because I haven't been able to go to one in a very long time. Can't really talk much when I'm doing lip stuff, and it always feels so awkward. Okay, and then after this, I'm going to take some, it's primer, but it's not white. I'm gonna put a little on a brush. And this helps to seal it. If it didn't absolutely wipe it off, apparently. Oh my goodness. I have a really bad habit of just pressing my lips together. Oh my gosh. And I worked so hard. Hold on. But there's no shame in retrying. Okay, so take two. Hopefully. I am going to start with a base shade of this bronze lipstick. And this is like a million years old. So it's really tacky and falling out of its case apparently. So this way I can do things like stick eyeshadow to it. I only really do this in the most dire of cases because I kind of hate the texture. And it smells like old crayons. And I'm going to go ahead and use actual lipstick this time. Okay, so hopefully I don't mess it up this time. Take a brush, eyeshadow, Yep, this is doing way better. So kind of transferring a little bit, but not quite as much. I'm going to call that good for now. I really need to wash these brushes. So, now is an interesting part. I'm sort of blending it down and to make it look smeared. Nice. Okay, and I'll do that with the other side. And something I'm also going to do now that I have the lips done is take red because the whole point of the Happy Buddy is to make sure that you don't kill yourself. He's like, be happy, be happy, be happy. Awesome. Okay, so now that I've got that, which honestly looks super sick nasty, I'm really proud of this. Okay. Well, is my broadcast not entertaining? I'm so sorry. Okay, so I have my dress. Oh. I'm thinking. Okay, so I've got these gloves. I probably should put on the collar before I put on the gloves, but you know. Seems a little too late for that. I was wondering why they wasn't going together, because the button's upside down. My stitching is very bad. And then I get my glove stuck in the button. Yep, I'm gonna take these off. I have these on the wrong hands. Because, obviously, there it is. So let me stand up. So it looks like this. Moving my hair down. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, I'm really proud with how this turned out. So I think that's all I've got. So thank you very much for watching, my ladies, gents, and non-binary friends. Check out my socials. You know how it is. And stay fresh and peace out. Bye.